All right, here we've got a quick tutorial on how to use a new feature that I'm going to introduce to you guys called constraints in order to get better control of your camera and your camera moves. So here I've got this shot where Dennis and Jessica are having a conversation on the rooftop here, and you can see the rendered version over here. And I've done a simple arc shot to sort of swing around and reveal more information while still keeping Jessica over here in the third, like she was at the beginning of the shot, and keeping the focus on Jessica and letting everything else, the background of the city, all fall out of focus. So the way I'm able to do that is this object here. This is called an empty, and it's basically just something that you can attribute animation values and things to, but it doesn't show up in your actual scene. So let me show you how to use an empty and set it up with your camera using constraints to get better control over your camera. So I'm just going to delete this camera target for now. And that takes us to here because the camera doesn't really have any information. So if we go to the camera, figure out where exactly it is. Actually, maybe we should just go find Dennis. Select Dennis, then I'm going to hit period on my number pad. It takes me to the roof where I have these two. And then pull out, and my camera is way over there for some reason. Nope, there it is. All right. So here, you guys may have noticed this plane. You can turn this on the camera by going to the viewport, showing limits. And then this is basically your focal plane. This tells you kind of where your focus is. If we go over to this window and look, we can see that as we adjust this, the focus gets closer and farther away. That's very useful to have, but it doesn't really help us control the camera any better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off these constraints for now. Because what I want to do is I don't want to track Jessica necessarily, because then I'm kind of stuck with whatever controls I can use on Jessica. So what I want to do is I'm just going to hit Shift A, and I'm going to go down here and I'm going to add an empty. Now, there's a few different kinds of empties you can use. I think the planes axis is just fine for our purposes. And you see that it spawns here on Jessica because I've already moved the 3D cursor to where I want it to be. So now I have this empty, and I'm going to rename this empty because I want a very clear idea of what that empty is doing. Because sometimes when you're in advanced scenes and you have lots of empties controlling lots of attributes, you want to know which one is your actual camera target. So with my camera selected, I can go down to this thing that looks like two pulleys and a belt here. It's called constraints, and I can add a constraint. So I'm going to add a constraint to the camera, and I'm going to tell it to track to. So those of you who watched the video on camera moves, you remember there's a tracking shot. Well, it's a similar idea. So in order for the camera to track to something, I have to tell it what to track to, and I'm going to have it track to the camera target. So now the camera automatically looks at that camera target empty wherever it is. And that is really handy because I can take the camera and I can move the camera around wherever I want, and it's still pointed at my empty. I can move it back and forth, and it's going to stay pointed where I want it to, which is at this empty object here. And that is a super useful way of controlling both where the camera is looking and how you can move the camera without losing the view of what you're looking at. Now, another thing I want to do though is I also want to go to the camera properties down here, and I want to make sure that my focus object is also the camera target. That way, wherever my camera target is, I just make sure that my camera target here is where I want my focus to be. So if I want it to be right on Jessica, I need to move it right to Jessica so that it's pretty much on her face, because that's where I want my focus. And you can see that allows everything else to fall out of focus. And then no matter where I move the camera, again, Jessica, because she's where the camera target is, will stay in focus, and everything else will fall out of focus. And that is super useful. Now, we can use this in a different way because we can then also animate our camera target in order to do something like a rack focus. So here I'm focused on the back of Jessica, which is actually not very interesting, but you'll see if I move the camera target, I can move it to Dennis, back to Jessica, and then the focus will follow the target. So I could animate where the target is, and the camera will pull focus for me and focus on the character that I want them to focus on, which is Dennis to Jessica. Very useful to use constraints. So let me show you really quickly another thing that you can do with constraints. Here I've set up this shot here. You can see I have a Zolly. If you guys watch the camera moves video, you know that there is a camera move called a Zolly. It's also called a dolly zoom, because you can see my camera is dollying in, even though there's no dolly, it's just magically floating in the air. My camera is moving in, but the perspective is staying the same on Dennis, but it's expanding the background or contracting the background as it moves, because as you can see over here, I've also keyframed the focal length. So just like in a dolly, you dolly in and then you zoom out, or the other way around. I've done the same thing. I've animated the camera to move towards Dennis, but then I have animated the focal length to get wider as we get closer to Dennis. So here I start on 75 millimeter, and as the camera gets closer, I pull all the way up to 27 millimeters. And that is what creates this kind of space bending effect, which is called a Zolly or a dolly zoom. And again, I'm using camera constraints here. I've constrained my camera to the plane's axis and named it camera target, so that I don't have to worry about making sure that the focus is the same, even though the focal length is changing and the distance is changing, because I have set the camera's focus to the camera target and set that on Dennis, so I don't have to worry about that. All I have to do is make sure that the perspective of Dennis stays the same, even though the camera's getting closer and the focal length changes. So that's, in a nutshell, that is a quick demonstration of how to use constraints. There are other constraints we could add to things, but that's a lesson for another day. For now, just understand the value of using one of these camera targets and attributing it to your camera by choosing the focus to be your camera target, and by constraining your camera to that camera target. It gives you a lot more control over your camera, and a lot less kind of guessing and kind of fumbling around awkwardly to make the camera do the things that you want it to do. Well, there you go. Constraints in Blender.